Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning.
Another beautiful day. Right now, 60 degrees. Our forecast high today is 81, and even warmer tomorrow. In fact, it's possible we could set record highs this week. Record for today, 86. So it's in the realm of possibility. So everybody outside this week.
Global warming or climate change, whatever you prefer. Yeah, everyone was outside yesterday. It was awesome, but should be a nice week again for sure.
Yeah.
A little bit more cloud cover today, but yeah, it's nice. It feels like now finally winter is over.
Keep your fingers crossed. It's still possible we could have a frost yet this May. They've come as late as early June, actually. So, yeah, let's hope it stays. Today, President Biden is going to unveil a plan that is designed to combat inflation. He is looking at lowering energy costs, lowering everyday costs for families, and reducing the federal deficit. And who's going to pay for that?
You and I. And Adam.
No, big business and wealthy taxpayers.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you and Adam. There's just so much going on, right? With the money sent to Ukraine, the money for infrastructure, student loan debt. I mean, it's just on and on and on. It's hard to keep track of what spending is going where and how much of the spending is happening, but it's just an insane amount of spending.
Well,
amount of spending.
Yeah, when you can print money in the basement, I guess you can spend it.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, more money going over to Ukraine and things like that. More military weapons and aid. So the frustrating thing I think for most Americans is you just don't see an end in sight. I don't. I think we're going to just kind of keep talking about this. I literally don't see an end in sight.
Until somebody stages some sort of rebellion against
You're
Putin.
Still counting on that, but I don't see it.
I think there's people mad enough to hatch a plot, and I think there's something happening. I do.
There could be. There's been plenty of movies made. I think if someone would just, copy one of those movies, they could probably take care of it.
Well, Putin allegedly is sick, and he's been seen with a blinky on his lap lately. So
it's probably a very expensive warming blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit of good news yesterday. Dr. Courtney Gatan was with us in the afternoon and emphasized that the pandemic's still with us. COVID Act now, though, yesterday lowered the transmission rate and risk level in Jackson County to low. This is the lowest it's been since COVID Act now came into existence shortly after the pandemic began. They're looking at weekly new cases, hospital admissions, and the percent of staffed inpatient beds occupied by COVID patients. So that's, to me, a good sign.
Yeah, of course. I just had a flashback to the news channels when, do you remember when I think actually the U.S. government was the one responsible for this, but they were alerting of terror threats. Do you remember that?
Right, orange, red.
Yeah, so it's like you wake up one day and it's like, what a weird feeling as an American. We should be more concerned about terrorism today than we were yesterday. That was just a weird time, but back to your graphic. Yeah, that's good news.
The Detroit Zoo is looking for a missing animal. The wallaby, a brand new baby wallaby, has gone missing. Oh no.
I don't know how this happens.
Well, they've never had an animal disappear like this. A 5-month-old wallaby, about the size of a small rabbit. The zoo officials are now leaning toward the sad realization that it's probably been taken by a predator, like an owl or a hawk. So
really,
if that's the case, they'll never find them. That's sad. 5 months old, brand new wallaby.
Sad. Have you been to the Detroit Zoo?
Not in a long.
I've been. We have friends that live right. It's right off 696, isn't it, Adam? The Detroit Zoo. Yeah, it's nice. It's a very nice zoo. I recommend not going when it's super hot though, as it is a little smelly. Standardized testing, one of my favorite things, as you know.
One of your favorite things you've consistently avoided.
If you abacadabra and you got a C, right, Adam?
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that what it was? So the American Bar Association, they're supporting removing the LSAT, which is the law school admission test, as a requirement for law school admission, and that trend is continuing. California State University system, they're eliminating the SAT and ACT requirements, and Harvard is ending the requirements starting with the class of 2027. These lasted a lot longer than I thought they would, these standardized tests, but I think they're good riddance, right?
Well, if they spent the time teaching the regular coursework instead of teaching to pass tests.
Exactly. You know who's very upset about this?
Who?
The test makers.
Oh yes, it's a big industry.
Makers, very, very big industry. The prep for all these, prep for law school testing, prep for ACT, there's huge industries. And then there's some people that just don't do well with tests. So,
Like you.
yeah, like me.
It's stressful.
Nope.
Remember the time you went and sat at Dunkin' Donuts for 3 hours to avoid taking the ACT?
That's not what happened.
Well, that's my memory.
Well, that's not what happened. What did you get on yours again?
1190.
We'll have to check the tape, but I don't think that's true. No, I didn't go to Dunkin' Donuts. I maybe went afterwards, but very hard to take those standardized tests in a big old room full of strangers, and then you got to perform your best. It's hard.
Do you know Dunkin' Donuts isn't even open at night anymore?
I didn't know that. Yeah, I did know that. It is it's a breakfast spot.
Well, it was 24 hours for so long.
It was another pandemic.
Have you ever heard of the refreshment hard seltzer Vizzy?
Vizzy?
Vizzy.
Yeah, I have. I've seen
never heard of it. Well,
Yeah.
there's a Vizzy shortage now in Missouri because a truck loaded with Vizzy tipped over. 44,000 pounds of hard seltzer
Wow.
went off the road. The driver, a 59-year-old Nebraska woman, and her dog were not seriously injured in the crash. And I think right there is the key to what caused this accident. I think the dog pawed the steering wheel, and there it went.
I didn't know that was an alcoholic beverage. I've seen it around on some of my coworkers' desks.
Vizzy.
And
Ask your doctor if Vizzy might be right for you.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. So, in some sports news, the MHSAA has made a few announcements. They're going to be adding video replay. Don't get too excited, Adam. So, in the 11-player finals at Ford Field, each coach will get a challenge. One challenge, and if they lose that challenge, they'll lose a timeout, just like in college and in the NFL. And then there'll be another opportunity. You see a lot of times kids get players or coaches get suspended, technical fouls, things like that. If there's video of that, you'll be able to send that into the MHSAA for possible review and reversal. You've seen a lot of things where maybe an official threw out a kid, saw something, maybe thought he saw something he didn't see, there's tape. So MHSAA will be reviewing that at this time. So that is, I think that's a really good thing, because there's a lot of instances where if you get 2 technical fouls, you can't play the next game, and there's some times where that's playoffs and it's your senior year, and there's some times when really it was a bad call. So that's going to be changed as well.
That is one big giant can of worms and a joke. MHSA is known for not reversing itself on anything, so I don't think it'll start now.
Well, I mean, there's been some pretty, tape has been sent in of, hey, a ref said that, my basketball player hit this kid in the back of the head and threw him out. Here's the tape.
Would they reverse a score, a win?
No, nothing like that, just ejections. It would just be ejections and things like that. But in the past, they had just looked at the tape and said, eh. So I think it's a positive. But you're right, they do not like to reverse a lot of things.
No, they don't. I know we've had cases on JTV Sports where people have noticed things in the replays that weren't
Yeah, and unfortunately, the human element is a big part of sports, and it's just you just have to accept that. There's bad calls in every game, missed calls in every game, but there's also mistakes by every player and coach in every single game as well.
That's just the part of the game. The way it's human error is part of the game. That's just the way it goes.
You know, I have a birthday coming up, but I'm not as old as the Cascades. Do you know how old the Cascades are?
I do.
How old?
90.
90 years old. And happy 90th birthday to the Cascades.
They're going to have a big celebration, and they've asked Lloyd Ganton if he could bring one of his 90-year-old cars.
That would be awesome. So yeah, they're going to have a car show on the May 27th. The Falls opened to a crowd of 25,000 people on May 9th, 1932, which was Captain Sparks' 59th birthday. Visitors from all points of the globe came to Jackson to view the Falls. 25,000 people. Where do you think they parked?
On the grass.
On the grass, yeah. Isn't that amazing? 25,000 people came to see that from all over. So very cool. And we get to have it here year-round.
What an impact Captain Sparks and the Cascades have made on the community. And I know for many years it was one of the top tourist destinations in southern Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Hey, today's show is brought to you by Vermeulen's Home Furnishings. Now in their third generation of being family owned and operated, they pride themselves on providing high quality brand name furniture at affordable prices. Thanks to Vermeulen's for helping us bring you today's show. And we ran into the Vermeulens last night.
I saw their name on Little League shirts last night.
Yeah, my nephew James, his team, Tuttle Concrete, played Vermeulen Home Furnishings. And it looked like a baseball game. It was a baseball game, but Nate's son, Lincoln Vermeulen, he was pitching for Vermeulen Furniture. And James Hawley from Tuttle Concrete was pitching. So it was an exciting day. I only made it one inning. The first inning lasted an hour and 10 minutes. So how long did you stay?
You know, I wondered if there was a mercy rule or if
It's not mercy. The mercy is for the parents. It's not the kids. But it's a very difficult sport to learn and excel at a young age. It's so difficult. There's so many moving parts, but the kids had a good time and the parents had a good time as well.
Early in the game, James, who wanted to run the bases without the helmet, yelled to the sidelines to his uncle that he didn't want to wear the helmet because it hurt. And his uncle said,
It's good.
he said, it's supposed to hurt.
Well, he was kind of acting like he was kind of a little showy for me in that. So I think he got scolded on the way home by his father. But and then also in youth baseball, we have our floor director Brandon Dowley's son is making his t-ball debut tonight, and so there's a lot of good action. A lot of good action.
Yes, we have beautiful fields at the Cascades.
Yes, we do.
Southwest Little League, a show place.
Yes.
I've got an idea for your birthday. You
What's,
know, you're a hard person to shop for, but I thought art. You could use some art. And I was thinking about this, but someone outbid me yesterday. The Andy Warhol portrait of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh my God, I would love that.
It sold at auction yesterday, Christie's Auction House.
Can I guess?
And it's the most expensive piece from the 20th century ever auctioned. Guess how much some idiot paid for this?
I will say I have no idea. I'm going to guess $38 million.
$195 million.
Wow.
Wow.
I believe that's called blank off money. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot for a piece of art. But it's a beautiful piece of art.
It's iconic. 1964.
Absolutely beautiful piece of art. It's time for Love Living in Jackson, presented by Heather Herndon. And Heather's got some good stuff for us today. Heather loves living in Jackson, and she loves selling people homes. And it's a great place to live. Ice cream. And, of course, it's a good week. The Parlor of Jackson, located at 1401 Daniel. They have a nice food menu as well. We went there after the daddy-daughter dance. And another spot is the Habitat for Humanity Restore, located at 251 Prospect. And the Restore is a donation center and home improvement store that sells new, gently used furniture, appliances, tools, and more. And 100% of the money raised from your purchase stays here in Jackson to help our community, thanks to Heather Herndon and the Heather Herndon team. Love living here. And now it's time for our Extreme Dodge scoreboard, brought to you by Extreme Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. If you need an oil change, they are the place to be. They'll get you in and out very, 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 very quickly. Let's start with baseball. What a great picture by, was this Jeff or Sarah?
Jeff.
What a great picture here. So Onstead and Michigan Center. Now these two are some to watch. This was a hell of a doubleheader. Onstead 15, Michigan Center 14 in the first game. Then Onstead 9, Michigan Center 8 in the second game. So watch out for those two teams down the road. Morenci beat Vandercook Lake. Tecumseh beat Jackson a couple times. Napoleon split with Jonesville, and Britton Deerfield swept EJ over in softball. Grass Lake continues to roll along with Michigan Center. Grass Lake won 13-0, 7-1 over Addison. Columbia Central, they had a lot of runs last night, nearly 40. 12-7 over Michigan Center and 27-8 over Michigan Center. But our favorite score is East Jackson 28, Britton Deerfield 0.
Oh my
gosh, that's a lot of runs. Good Lord. I'd like to be on that East Jackson team and not the Britton Deerfield team. How about that? And that's our scoreboard. Here's what's coming up on deck, and we've got a full slate. A lot of baseball, a lot of softball. We've got Northwest Soccer. They'll be at home again, another late start, and a lot of track and field. So that's on deck tonight. And again, we'll have highlights, photos, scores, etc. tonight.
Today's show being brought to you by Addison Awnings, specializing in custom design of business and residential awnings of all shapes and sizes. As the weather heats up, maybe you want a little covered patio. They can take care of that. They're also expert in boat covers. They build them right there to your needs, pay strict attention to detail. They protect your boat and keep it looking like new. Quality, design, experience. Addison Awning, bringing you today's show. And who is on today's show?
Today we have with us Emily Moorhead, who is the interim president at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital. And Emily will join us after this break.
Registration now open for summer semester at Jackson College. Jackson College offers programs and classes designed to fit many preferences and schedules, with personnel who are committed to student success. Students may choose from in-person or online options, with sessions lasting the full 12 weeks, as well as 7-week and 5-week sessions. Summer semester begins May 9th. New students should contact the admissions office prior to registering for classes. Current students may meet with a Student Success Navigator to discuss their schedule by contacting Student Services. For information about registering, visit the website jccmi.edu.
Registration is open now for the 2022 Dahlem Outdoor Adventure Summer Day Camp. During June, July, and August, there are 9 one-week themed sessions for children ages 3 to 12 years old. For online registration and details, visit www.dahlemcenter.org or call the office at 517-782-3453 extension 0. Dahlem, Jackson's Nature Place, 7117 South Jackson Road in Jackson. The Hobbit Place is now open for sales of fresh flowers. You'll see the difference in our selection, which we cultivate with care. Visit us today at The Hobbit Place.
Joining us now on the morning show is the interim president at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital and chief operating officer of Henry Ford Health Central Market, Emily Moorhead. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and congratulations on your new position in the leadership post for a few months. How's it going?
It is going well because it is all about the team, and we have just such an amazing team there, both from the frontline staff all the way up to the executive team. So we haven't missed a beat.
So it's National Hospital Week, and what a team you have, a large team. What are you doing to celebrate the team this week?
Oh my goodness, we are so excited. You know, it's easy to take healthcare for advantage until you need it, right? Mm-hmm. So this is really our time to celebrate what everybody does every single day. So we have a really fun activity going on where we are taking pictures of everybody that works there that would like to have a picture taken, that is, and they're going to be holding a heart up, and there's going to be a small picture that's printed out, and it will go on a larger heart mosaic. So when you look back, it will just look like a giant heart, but as you get close, you'll actually see the pictures of the healthcare workers that make up that heart mosaic. Yeah, and then of course, you know, there's always snacks.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to have snacks. So there will be lots of treats that will be given out to staff, not only in the hospital proper, but we have all of our clinics as well as our home care and hospice divisions as well. So we make sure that that entire continuum is celebrated.
Yeah, as some of the public has not experienced the full brunt of the pandemic, the hospital staff sees it a little bit differently, so it is important to make sure that we still continue to honor those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know we're all anxious to get back to some sort of normal. I know we still have cases every day, and I think one of the things you're most distressed about is the limited access to the cafeteria at the hospital.
I do like the cafeteria there. I really do.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, because we actually have been really focused on bringing natural type foods, and we have an executive chef who really is looking at making different kinds of options, different ethnicities. So we're excited about the cafeteria as well. It's not your typical hospital food.
It's not. We my brother had a baby, and when was that baby born?
6
but
months
anyways,
ago.
it was enjoyable hanging out in the cafeteria. I enjoyed that.
I love it too. We have some congratulations for you today, Emily. This morning, Cranes is reporting that Michigan hospitals rank 5th in the nation for hospital safety. The Leapfrog hospital safety grades are out this morning, and Henry Ford Jackson Hospital is one of 10 hospitals in the state of Michigan that have received A's since 2019.
That's pretty good.
It is amazing. I've worked at many different hospitals in my career, and I will tell you, to get to that A level is very, very difficult. So, it really is a testament to the hard work of all of our healthcare workers.
So what does it mean? What is, grading for safety? What are they looking at?
Oh, there is all kinds of different measures that they're looking at, everything from hospital-acquired infections to surgical site infections to infection control processes. So there's an entire algorithm that they look at in about 5 or 6 different categories. So it's actually very rigorous and again, very difficult to get that A rating.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's really a testament to the team there. I couldn't be more fortunate to work with such a blessed team.
We had Dr. Katayan on yesterday, and he said, yes, we're still in the pandemic. We had, I think 2 weeks ago, there was 1 2-hour period where there was no COVID in the hospital.
And we celebrated for those 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The numbers are creeping up. unfortunately. Now the fortunate thing is that we're also seeing a little bit less acuity. So that just shows that the virus is doing what it's supposed to do and getting a little less acute as it continues to spread and we get to that herd immunity. But I think we have the processes in place, and we're all kind of been living with this for so long that on a dime we can just kind of click it on and keep on going.
Are there some things that you've learned procedure-wise over the last couple of years that are going to kind of continue to be the norm in healthcare?
I definitely see a movement to upstream care. We need to get away from this being a sick care system to a well care system, and getting to more preventative, making sure that people are getting their screenings. I will say we are seeing later stage cancers and later stage disease states coming into the hospital. And it's probably because of that delay in care during COVID, but it is so important for people to get into their PCP, their primary care offices, make sure that they're getting those screenings done so that we can get to prevention instead of the treatment of the disease.
You're right. It seems like it's all reactionary, right? If something happens, then you go in, wait till the last second. But that preventative is so important, preventative health, and we are seeing a lot more of that, and seeing it with the younger kids at your primary care physician. So it's amazing how things change and progress.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, for I think so many months people were afraid to go to the emergency room because of their fear of COVID and putting off elective surgeries, and so is there a lot of catching up that you're having to do now?
Absolutely. There's backlogs on procedures, especially those that were not emergent, that are now becoming more urgent and emergent. As well as just that delay in care, making sure that people are able to get in. Yeah.
Staffing's been challenging as well, and I think the first cohort of nurses from the Philippines will be arriving at Henry Ford Health this summer. Is that going to help with here in Jackson?
Yes, actually, the system originally was going to be focusing on other hospitals, but they have actually increased our need. So we'll actually be the second hospital to receive those international nurses, which is going to be just a huge blessing. It's difficult to recruit right now with the nursing shortage, so we're just very thankful that help is on the way, and our staff deserve it.
And did you hear today that there's a new president of the Philippines?
I did not.
Yes, they just had an election.
Oh, I hadn't heard that either.
And
it's breaking all kinds of news
it's
this
breaking
morning.
news. Ferdinand Marcos's son actually won the election.
Really?
Yes. Imelda Marcos, she's still alive
Really?
and collecting shoes, and her son is now going to be the next president of the Philippines. Amazing.
Interesting.
So, and it's, so corruption returns to the Philippines.
Crazy.
So where are these nurses going to stay that come to Jackson?
Yeah, we have an entire onboarding
Yeah.
as well as just a community engagement activities that will be set up for them so that they will have each other as a network, and then they'll be paired with mentors as well, so that they can be assimilated into not only the community but the environment that they'll be working in.
That'll be exciting. It'll be,
Hopefully they'll stay.
Yeah, hopefully so. It's a great
Usually they
community.
do.
Yeah, it's a great community to be welcomed in, and I'm sure they will be. We are going to take a quick break, and we will find out what is happening next at Henry Ford Hospital.
You need a plumber? From leak repairs to new construction. Grimes Plumbing Company, licensed and insured, proudly serves the Jackson area with fast, reliable service. No hot water? Drains clogged? Call Grimes Plumbing today, proudly serving Jackson County.
Improving the air quality in your home isn't a luxury, it's improving your family's lives. Our staff do each job carefully, completely, and with great attention paid to you, the homeowner. We take care to leave each home better than we found it, and when you take your first breath after one of our cleanings, I'm sure you'll agree. We can help keep your home cleaner and your air safer by scheduling a cleaning today. Ducks, we're your indoor air professionals.
Witness the difference at Jackson Catholic Schools with a guided informational tour for you and your child. Learn firsthand about our schools, programs, and curriculum. Enrollment for the 2022-2023 school year is now open. Find out for yourself what makes Jackson Catholic Schools special and witness the difference.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence, the confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Welcome back to the morning show. We are with Emily Moorhead, who is the interim president at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, and exciting times ahead. We've seen a lot of the rebranding over the few years. Things are all coming together, and we have a great health system right here in Jackson. What's the future look like?
You know, I think that it's really about expanding outside of just Jackson County. The counties surrounding us are really quite rural, and making sure that we can bring affordable health care to those local communities is really a focus. I think one of the benefits to COVID is that it really allowed us to leverage technology and embrace that. So whether it's technology, whether it's in-home services, we're really looking at how we can bring more specialized care to those rural communities. Yeah.
The hospital looks different. Also during COVID, you unveiled a new entrance. Unfortunately, we can't go. But it's beautiful. It's amazing how that's opened up, and it looks like a big city hospital now.
Oh, and it's wonderful. There's a lot of natural light that comes in. I love walking down there and seeing people taking their breaks and family members able to congregate down there. Our new pharmacy, our new gift shop is just a wonderful place to actually mingle and have a reprieve from being in the patient's rooms or in the surgical waiting rooms.
Yeah, I think, when people are considering where to live or where they want to live, quality health care is at the top of the list. It really is. You've traveled around. Talk about why it is so important to have quality health care be a huge part of the community.
It's really about creating a healthy community, and you can't have that without having those access points, both from a hospital perspective when you need it most, right? But then also that preventative care that I was talking about, and making sure that those access points are available, affordable, and efficient, so that people aren't spending their entire day at the doctor's office.
I think people look at, when they're relocating or deciding where they're going to live, and how far away is the hospital, and what kind of quality is that hospital, particularly as we get older. That's a concern.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. My parents recently moved to a very small town in northern Michigan, and that was my first question to them is, the hospital is 45 minutes away.
Right.
And they're like, oh, we're not going to need that. Well, you might. Yes. Yeah. So it's an important aspect to create a healthy community.
Wright Lassiter III announced last week that he was moving on to a bigger position at a huge company in Chicago in healthcare. Somewhat of a surprise, maybe, but not. You weren't that surprised?
Well, I think that it was a surprise to us all. But he has been here for 8 years, and he is just such a wonderful person, a really strong leader. what's not a surprise is that, he's on to bigger things and will make a broader impact. He's also the chair of the American Hospital Association. He was just introduced into that role about a month ago. So I think that he's going to continue to make that impact in healthcare as a whole. And I think that will benefit us still from a ancillary perspective.
Let me ask you a little bit of advice to younger people. The pandemic maybe has changed the perception on working in healthcare. You before, during, and continuing. Talk about jobs in healthcare and why people should still consider those.
Well, I will tell you the big elephant in the room is the fact that baby boomers are hitting 65 at 10,000 a day.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is that. So there will always be jobs in healthcare is my point. And it's such a rewarding career. I mean, it's really more than just a job. The way the team comes together, their dedication to one another, the dedication to the community and their patients, it's a fulfilling career. It's not just a job, and there will always be a need, and it's in all areas. It's not just being a nurse or a doctor. There's so many new creative, innovative careers that are coming, from strategy to legal to all of the support structures, food, executive chefs, right? I mean, that's a new thing in healthcare today. So it's an exciting time to be in healthcare and to really help us innovate and think about the future.
And you were looking at me when you said baby boomers are hitting 65.
I was looking at you too. I was like, yeah, that's right about right.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I was at an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert over the weekend, and it looked like a hospital waiting room.
Well, you were there, right?
It's like, this is your demographic. But I mean, we're here. And
Where was the concert?
It was at Soaring Eagle.
Well, there you go.
Well, I'd never been to a concert there, but I would go far to see Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it was a great show. It was
I can
amazing.
imagine.
I'm sure it
Yeah,
was.
I've heard they put on a good show.
They do, and they had three original members still with
Really?
the band.
That's
50
cool.
years, and they performed like it was their first year of it. It's
Good.
amazing.
Awesome. Glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun, and we're all, we survived. It wasn't dangerous. It
Well, that's
wasn't a
good. I'm glad to hear it
dangerous
wasn't dangerous.
Well, our baby boomers they don't want to be in the hospital, right? And they are living healthier, longer lives. So really thinking about what are those services that we can bring to people to keep them healthy, and keep them out of the hospital is what our goal.
So during National Hospital Week, I know you share messages with your team, but is there something publicly you want to say to all of the members of your team?
I would. The team is just so wonderful, and thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and the heart of our community and our patients. What you do each and every day, whether that's caring for those in need, to boosting each other up, the dedication and the determination of our team is humbling and such an honor to work with you all. And the only other thing that I'll mention for those that are patients, family members, to please be kind to healthcare workers. It's been a tough 2 years, and they continue to show up and do what they do every single day, and we're all doing our best. So thank you for your support.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've come to a new appreciation
For sure.
of people working in healthcare. And really, you think about all the frontliners during this pandemic, how important they are to our everyday life. And yeah, we do need to treat them with kindness, respect, and appreciation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
The COO of the Central Market of Henry Ford Health and interim president of Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, Emily Moorhead. We've got more on today's show. Janelle Merritt is standing by from American One Credit Union and joins us next.
My voice.
My passion.
My path.
My career.
Concord Community Schools. Our students shatter expectations.
Best of Jackson Award winner Laughlin Slice of Spice invites you to experience the best pizza you've ever had. Pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, appetizers, all prepared fresh for lunch and dinner. Take out or dine in our comfortable, spacious, sparkling, family-oriented dining room. Choose from our extensive wine list or enjoy a frosty mug of cold beer. Superb service, fantastic award-winning cuisine. Taste the difference. Open late on Friday and Saturday, all day Sunday. Laughlin Slice of Spice in the Village Crossing Mall on M60, just 4 miles west of Lumen Christi.
Registration is now open for Jackson YMCA Summer Day Camp. The camp is about learning skills, developing character, and making friends. Every new experience at day camp is a chance for kids to stay active, address gaps in learning when school's not in session, and have fun. Open to ages 4 to 14. Sign up for just 1 week or all 10 at jacksonymca.org.
Asthma Allergy Centers can help you breathe freely. Since 1980, our board-certified specialists have provided testing and treatment for a wide variety of asthma and allergy-related conditions, including immunodeficiencies and skin problems. No referrals are necessary, and we accept any insurance or no insurance. You can even use our mobile app to check in and pay. Come see us at our Jackson office or one of our multiple offices in Southwest Michigan.
The secret is out. Jackson is a great place to live, work, and raise a family. We are people with community pride, school spirit, and deep roots. The secret is out. Jackson has great parks, home to some of the best golf in the country, and boasts more lakes than you can count. With unique, locally owned shops and restaurants, we have a little something for everyone. Hey Jackson, the secret is out. The Heather Herndon team with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, serving the Jackson community since 2005.
Welcome back to the morning show on JTV. With us now from American One Credit Union is Janelle Merritt. Good morning, Janelle.
Good morning, Andy. How are you?
I'm doing very well, mainly due to the weather.
Yes.
But you're having a car sale.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to do something this time.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
It happened to me. I didn't plan on it, and I think it was 4 years ago at the spring car sale.
You know what? I don't think I've ever asked you. People can trade their cars in at this sale too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. You could do the full transaction right on site. Trade in, cash down, all of it.
Drive in, drop it off, pick it up, and go.
That's right. Clean out your trunk in the Westwood parking lot. Go away with the new ride.
And if you don't have payments for 90 days.
Right.
So think about that.
Yeah.
You don't have payments for the start of the summer.
Yes, the sun is shining
and
you don't have to make a car loan.
And you go take an up north vacation and then make
right.
the car loan when you come back. I like that.
That's right.
I like that a lot.
It's money to pay for gas.
Yeah.
You have to make your car payment.
Yeah. So that is just it's a nice opportunity for people to really take advantage of a nice promotion.
That's right. Yes. Well, and it's 4 days, extended hours, Wednesday through Friday. We're there till 8 o'clock at night. And of course, whenever the last person served, we'll stay until they are. And then Saturday till 5 o'clock. So we just really appreciate our dealer partners and the other vendors that'll be out there with us, and to be able to have those extended hours for the public.
The gas card is important because the average family, according to a statistic I heard this morning, I have to, spending $100 more a month on gas right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been pointing this out to my kids because I want them to be financially educated. And so I said, why don't you just watch how much this is going to cost me as we fill up our nice minivan?
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, well, Mom, how long are you going to drive? Not long enough.
Yeah, it always needs to be filled.
Right,
kids.
How is that possible?
Always needs to be filled.
What goes up must come down. It'll come down.
Yes, it has to.
It will.
Well, hopefully. But who are some of the partners? Who are some of the dealers that are going to have vehicles
we have
there?
Jackson Auto, we have Avenue Auto, we have Huff Auto, and Seymour Ford Lincoln.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
So mostly pre-owned vehicles, but we also have some new there as well. So whichever fits your needs for your family, it'll be there.
Very cool.
Yeah, pre-owned vehicles are hot right now because of availability.
That's right. Well, and even last summer, I had to kind of laugh because there was all this talk about inventory, and we had just a huge summer car sale last year. So, I understand that inventory has been a concern, but there's cars there, and we'll have 300 there to shop, and so it's just so convenient to be able to have such a great selection right in one spot.
Yeah, over 300 cars, that's amazing. And, a used car, they still last a long, long time. I mean, the way that cars are made now, it's not like buying a used car in the 80s. It's totally different. How are rates?
Great. So rates are at 224 right now.
Pretty good.
So yeah, we know, we can see the rates are coming up. So if you didn't have urgency before, maybe now's your time, Next week is your opportunity to take advantage of these opportunities, these rates. And we have some really great American One giveaways that we're doing, a daily prize package just for coming by. You get entered to win that. It's a beautiful customized cornhole board package, a game table. We're going to set you up for the summer. $100 to Polly's Country Market, a gift card in that package as well. It's just going to be a really fun couple of days.
And here we come, summer. You've got a lot of events. In fact, you personally were just at the Derby thing. How did that go?
Did you pick the winning horse?
I didn't, but you know what happened? Okay, I'll tell the story just briefly. So a bunch of us are at our table, of course. We don't know anything about horse racing other than the fact that we, of course, know the Kentucky Derby, and we've watched it many times. And the Aware Shelter did just a killer job. They had it up on the screen. So we're all at the last minute, just going to pick a horse for fun. I chose Summer is Tomorrow because sunshine is what my world is about right now. And my friend next to me says, I like a good underdog. I'm choosing Rich Strike. Odds 81 to 1. She's like, let's do it. And we're like, okay, Sarah, you do that. Well, you know who won? We just couldn't believe it. Our chins hit the floor. We're like, you are lucky today. I don't know what you need to do tonight, but you need to do it today. It was awesome. So we had a good laugh, and we had an amazing time supporting the Aware Shelter Saturday night.
Very cool.
Nice. So you want to help make summer fun for everyone in Jackson, and you've got the Summer Fun promotion that's underway right now.
We do, and it's going to be a lot of fun because they're not only could you do the 90-day no payment, we're actually going to give payments away. So we're going to make 2 winners per month, and they're not going to have to make payments at all because we're going to make their payments for them. And that applies to vehicle loans too. So this is an overlap with what's going on with the spring car sales. So you get double the fun, or you can finance your RV, your boat. Just looking at those photos makes me want to go on vacation and just enjoy this Michigan summer. The other thing, if people purchased their RV or their boat last summer, which a lot of people did, or in 2020, we can refinance the boat or the RV, and you still qualify for the awesome promotions. And that could just be a really great way to take advantage of some low rates and get your financing local.
Yeah,
I
people
want
are
all
buying
of those.
I know, right?
I'm trying to say, if I had to pick
the Jeep,
one.
the RV, the motorcycle, the boat.
And you
What
can
did
do
you pick,
and the
Andy?
ATV.
the middle, the RV.
I picked
The Winnebago.
The Jeep.
Yeah, no, I would like a Winnebago style that you could drive.
Yes.
Fit your golf buddies in and head out.
You could even take the dog.
Yes,
I talked to someone just yesterday, just bought an RV because they have kids in travel sports.
It's smart.
And it's how they save money.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it.
Yep.
Great idea.
That's fantastic.
Very cool.
Do it.
And you'd probably rather, as a parent, see me in one of those than a motorcycle.
Yes, because we want to see you again.
Very cool. Yes, very much so. So again, this is so the car sale is happening at the Westwood Mall.
That's right.
18th through the 21st.
Which is next week.
You know what the 21st is, right?
I don't.
Okay, good.
Should I know this?
Well, it's my 40th birthday, Janelle.
Oh, of course it
Settle
is.
down. Then I'm buying an RV for myself for my 40th birthday.
And your new car.
And a new car.
Yes.
Yeah, that I can. Maybe a Jeep, and I'll tow it behind the RV.
You could get all 5. That
and
could
I'll
be your
finance
goal.
them all, and we'll just party. I like it.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
What a great year to celebrate.
That would be.
Part of your mission is consumer education, and everyone's concerned about fraud right now. I got an email yesterday. Someone I know, but it really wasn't him, excuse me, asking me to buy a $300 Amazon gift card.
Did you buy it?
No.
Good job.
Not. Yes. I recognized right away I was being scammed. but you're helping people avoid scams.
Yes, so we're going to have some public service announcements playing on JTV, which is going to be so great. We have an amazing compliance team, and the piece that, I don't know, I just think is so pivotal to get out to the public is people always feel so badly when they do fall victim to a scam. But the thing is, this is not discriminatory, right? So anybody, intelligent people, fall victim to scam every day. Otherwise, the perpetrators wouldn't try it.
Right.
So these are all the people with the money out here in the world that they're going after, that they're targeting. And so it's really important to pay attention to what's going on new today to keep yourself safe, to keep yourself protected. Good job protecting yourself against that Amazon gift card, because you can also kind of think, well, it's $300. It could be real, but most likely it's not.
You actually have one of these spots you brought along with you.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Play it.
Defending against fraud every day, I'm Erin with American One Credit Union. If you've heard of catfishing, you already know, but people online aren't always who they seem to be. Beware of people you've never met in real life asking for money and banking-related favors. You may find yourself unexpectedly helping criminals instead of the online fiancé who loves you but just can't meet you. Love does not come with demands for money or asking for questionable financial favors. Visit us at thefraudfighters.org for more info and tips to protect yourself.
And if you're not sure, call American One.
That's right.
Call your financial institution.
Yes, and we have people who do that every day, and we're so grateful. They come to the branch, and you know that is difficult to do too. To humble yourself enough to say, I don't know. Let me just check.
Yeah.
So call, do a little chat online, come by a branch, and let us help you out.
Yeah, if it sounds fishy, it is. Yeah.
Normally.
Or if it's too good to be true, it is.
If it's free, it's usually too good to be true.
Not a real thing.
No.
No. And our team does such a good job.
Yeah.
That was Erin in the clip there, and she just does such a good job. She's a natural. She'll have to come on JTV sometime.
Yeah, we'd love to have her on. We'll see you out and about this summer at tons of events.
Yes.
It's going to be a busy summer, and American One is going to participate right along with every single one of them. It's going to be a fun summer.
Yeah, it'll be great to be out in the community. Great to see 2022 happen, and really some exciting events coming. Great community collaboration coming up.
Great. Appreciate you coming in today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Community Partnerships Manager at American One Credit Union, Janelle Merritt. The morning show wraps up after this.
Come along with JTV and Experience Jackson and get to know or reintroduce yourself to some of the best Jackson County has to offer. Join Andy and Rachel as they tour the county interviewing and highlighting Jackson on a visit with Experience Jackson. Whether it's golf, museums, hotels, or events, we'll give you some great ideas on how to spend time in Jackson. Watch on JTV.tv, YouTube, and Experience Jackson social channels.
With proper alignment, your vehicle's tires can last a lot longer. At G-Force Automotive, we perform a comprehensive front-end inspection and perform a complete alignment on your car, truck, or SUV. We'll keep you driving straight down the road. At G-Force Automotive, we make friends one car repair at a time.
The days are getting warmer. That means it's a great time to get outside and get active.
Did you know exercising outdoors increases vitamin D production, which helps improve our mood and boosts our immune systems and more?
Whether it's a stroll in the park, a round on the golf course, or an hour in the garden, getting active does your body a lot of good. Be sure to enjoy these beautiful days. Go out and get active today.
The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to healthcare for all in Jackson County for more than 30 years.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing. Preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment. Commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence. The confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
PIC Center is an independent practice that has provided care to the Jackson area for over 25 years. Doctors O'Neill and Cack supervise antibiotic infusions, as well as those for many other conditions, such as inflammatory bowel, joint, and lung disease, anemia, and multiple sclerosis. Our modern facility is open 7 days a week, and the infusion staff will make you feel right at home. Let your doctor know you have a choice where you receive your next infusion. Remember, when you've picked us, you've picked the best.
Welcome back to the morning show on JTV. We were talking about Harvard earlier. Do you know it's harder to get a job at NASA? 80 times harder to get a job at NASA than to get into Harvard?
No.
Yeah.
Huh.
How about that?
Wow.
How many people do you think work at NASA?
Half of them?
18,000.
Wow.
18,000 people work at NASA. So, don't you have a NASA hat, Adam, or something you wear?
I do, and I have a NASA wallet.
You a big NASA guy,
Oh, yeah.
huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you probably knew all that.
No, definitely.
Speaking of travel, O'Hare Airport had a couple of incidents. Over the weekend, a plane from San Diego landed, and a passenger opened the emergency exit, walked out onto the wing, and slid to the ground.
That's insane.
Didn't want to wait to get to the gate. They arrested him. And this happened just a few weeks after another man who was not a passenger climbed onto the wing of an airplane at Midway Airport while he was naked. So
those are the nothing to lose guys.
Yeah.
Those are the nothing to lose guys.
Well,
and there's a lot
there's
of
a
them
reason
out
he
there.
was naked. He climbed over the barbed wire fence to get onto the airport
Oh my
grounds,
gosh.
and his clothes snagged in the barbed wire, so he just stripped at the fence, and yeah, so his clothes were caught in the barbed wire.
Interesting. Should be a great weekend coming up too. I'm acting like it's Friday because I wish it was, but to plan ahead, the Around the Park for Autism 5K is this Saturday, Cascades Park. Lumen Christi is having their spring festival. There'll be a dunk tank
Are
there.
you in the dunk tank?
I'm not, but there'll be a dunk tank, and I haven't been around a dunk tank in a long, long time. So I would encourage everyone who has not been around a dunk tank in their life, check it out. When's the last time you've seen a dunk tank?
Well, we haven't had them because they're
We
not,
didn't have them before COVID.
They're
They have not been around for a long, long time.
They're not COVID friendly. This town, we used to have one dunk tank that got pushed around from event to event, and it was kind of beat up and disgusting. So hopefully we have a new community dunk tank.
I'm sure there's a dunk tank rental place. So, yeah. What else? Anything else?
Chicago is one of the top 10 destinations people are moving to. Number one, according to Penske. They track this because they rent those trailers.
Those trucks, yeah.
Houston, number one destination people are moving to, followed by Las Vegas, then Phoenix.
Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting. I thought you would have said Orlando.
Orlando is number 9.
You think, I mentioned this to Noah yesterday, Orlando is slowly becoming the new Atlanta. It really is. Just the size and the amount of people that are moving there and
It's a
traveling in and out of
megalopolis.
there. It is. It's crazy.
Who's
Hey,
on-
that's
who's
all.
on the show tomorrow?
Oh, well, I'll tell you. Dr. Andrew Moore, who's an orthopedic surgeon at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, and Lydia Sattler, who is with the Jackson County Animal Shelter, and we'll be talking about the Bark and Brew.
Later today, we'll honor the Teacher of the Year, we'll celebrate Nursing Home Week, and we'll preview the Tony Open, all this afternoon. Thanks for watching this morning. We'll see you today.
Delicious food and great friends. That's what you get when you visit